Hello guys, it's Chris and I am back and I am doing a freaking foodie beauty video. Oh my god, as Amber would say. Didn't really think it would happen because I cannot stand foodie beauty. But here we are because I saw videos about this. She's claiming to have B.E.D. And since I have binge eating issues and disordered eating, I figured what better time to weigh in now. Haha, no pun intended. No better time than now, right? I don't know a ton about Chantal. I know less than I need to be a reaction channel and more than I want to know. But I'm just going to go by what I see here, and maybe I'll do some more videos on her. Maybe I won't go on. Guys, honestly, it hurts me to watch this woman. So I am really just doing this for y'all. So if anybody wants to see more foodie beauty videos, let me know in the comments. Guys, they changed the YouTube monetization system and I am like 60 subs away from being monetized, and making a little bit of money would help me to be able to commit more time into this. So for everybody who's here watching, liking, commenting, I appreciate you guys so much. You have grown my channel so much in just the past 2 or 3 months. And I can't thank you guys enough. So that being said, let's get into this. I have not watched this yet. Let's see what Chantal says and see what she says and what she eats. And like I said, I don't know if she's been formerly diagnosed with B.E.D. Let me know in the comments if you know, or if you know a place I can find it. A diet won't fix binge eating disorder. Okay, for anybody not looking at the screen, the first thing we are greeted with is this card that says a diet won't fix binge eating disorder. And while I agree to a degree, it will not. But diet and a personalized diet to you in particular and your triggers is important, if not utterly crucial, to controlling binges and getting a hold of binge eating disorder. It is not just mental work you have to do with something like B.E.D. and restrictive binging, cycling type disorders. There has to be a physical element of some restriction to some degree. At least of certain foods. And especially when you're like Amber Lynn or Chantal size, you need to worry about losing weight too. Well, or if you are, at least if you control your B.E.D, you will lose weight. Okay, we're starting off real good here, guys. Yikes on bikes.
Hello, my name is...
Oh, she's so serious, guys. Hi, my name is Chantal, and I am the victim of disordered eating. she tries to make herself seem so serious when she's just a big old joke.
Foodie Beauty, aka Chantal Marie Olive Zaro Miriam El Refai. And I have binge eating disorder.
Yeah, how's that real, completely legit marriage going, Chantal?
I think you're gonna...
And we all know that you have binge eating issues. You do, Amber Lynn does, all of you mukbangers, especially the overweight ones, you guys all to some degree have binge eating disorder. Or at least issues, not necessarily full-blown B.E.D, but issues with binging, because a mukbang and the amount of food these people eat is, in fact, a binge.
And I have binge eating disorder. I think you're gonna be a bit like, duh, we know this. But honestly, as many times as I've heard myself say on this channel that I have a binge eating disorder, this is like the first time that I actually realize what that kind of sort of means more than ever.
So, were you diagnosed formally or weren't you?
I realized that I cannot fight this alone. I need support, and that it's a very serious mental illness. It's not just about losing weight, and that a diet cannot fix this.
It is to a degree about needing to lose weight because her health is crap from what I hear. I heard she's diabetic. So her diet horrifies me. But if you hear the growling in the background, Frodo is being a little pill right now. Just don't mind him. But a diet is required. Dietary changes are required to control and heal binge eating disorder. These people just think the stupid haze rhetoric of intuitive eating and you've got to eat whatever you want. If you restrict, it's going to make you binge. No, eating the binge foods will make you binge. It's like some foods you cannot just have a little. You cannot say, I'm just going to eat a little or a normal portion or I'll binge. No, because you end up eating all the things. It's like some foods are legit triggers. I have them. I know. Um, so these people just wanting to like step away. Oh, I don't need a diet. Diet is not what's going to help me. It's just these fat women who truly just honestly want an excuse to overeat but don't want to change their eating. Reaction's over. That's it. That's all I need to say. Oh, wait a minute. There's more. Okay.
I realize I have a really warped relationship with food,
You most certainly do, and I do give her some credit for admitting that.
and my compulsion to eat and binge is stronger than I am right now.
And you never even try. Like, she's like Amber. She never puts in a fair shot were and trying effort to change. If they would just tough the hunger and the cravings out for 5 days, it'll get a little better. Then they'll be able to do it for 7 days, then 10 days, then 15 days. It takes 21 days to form or drop a habit to some degree, or to at least form a new habit. So if they could just stick it out for a month, but they don't even give it 2 days. They don't even give it a day or two.
And
And I know it's hard. Like, it legit is hard. I know. I had an issue. I struggled last night with something. But I'm just like back into a better headspace today and everything. It happens. You're gonna have to fight this crap forever.
I need to learn ways to cope with that. So,
That being said, Chantal, you have to want to change though. That's the problem with her and Amber. They don't want to change. They don't want to give up the food.
I tried to start my diet from starting today, and that diet is a mistake when you're trying to treat binge eating disorder. And I've been told this many times, but it's like
Wait a minute, what'd you say?
to
Hold
start my diet from starting today, and that diet is a mistake when you're trying to treat binge eating disorder.
Oh, excuse me. No, it's not. Like, I really hate this haze rhetoric, this intuitive eating. Dietary changes, a diet control of some kind is truly what is going to be best to control binge eating disorder. And this is being spoken from somebody who has, over the years, learned to overcome binge eating disorder and binges and full-blown bulimia. And I have to say it weird because I will get kicked by YouTube for saying it. But you have to change your habits and change your mindset. And for me, and for a lot of people, that means getting rid of, at least for a period of time, until you're truly under more control, is getting rid of certain foods and certain things. Yeah, you have to pick your battles. You have to choose what you want more. Do you want to keep eating the food and have an excuse to eat the food and keep being unhealthy and going through this cycle? Or do you want to get better, or do you want and get healthy? You have to pick your wants.
And I've been told this many times, but it's like my brain doesn't learn. Like, my brain goes through a cycle.
Ain't that the truth?
And we all know what my cycle is because people have illustrated online, people make fun of it, and
She has a cycle too, like Amber. I don't know. Like I said, I really don't watch Foodie Beauty.
I know I'm going to get made fun of for this video, which is why I chose to clam up about it, or would choose to clam up about it over and over again, and not open up about my struggles or when I'm failing on trying to eat healthy. But I think I'm going to...
Chantal, even your eating healthy is not that great. And no matter what you're eating, you are still always just eating way, way too much and going, oh, I did good, and patting yourself on the back. I did good on this meal, so you reward yourself with the next.
Shift my content to just sharing in a daily vlog my struggles with trying to get better. I've had binge eating disorder for many years, maybe greater than 20 years. I do have some medical documents from my binge eating disorder assessment I will share with you in a few minutes. I just wanted to give you a bit of an introduction. This is not the video I was planning on making today. I was planning on you know,
What, doing a mukbang?
going just, I guess, just showing you guys, like, okay, I expected to just wake up and be better, to be able to conquer this now. I always thought it was something in my.
No, it truly is like a day to day thing. Sometimes hour to hour in the beginning. And there's time, like I went for a long time, years, where I was so good, and then something happens and you don't even know what, and you will slip back into it. It's like a little devil on your shoulder that will always be there. And every now and then the little jerk will start kicking off again, and you gotta flick them off and shut them up. And it's hard. It's really hard. I'm not saying that it's not hard, and I don't feel for her, but you have to want to beat it, because EDs, for those of you who don't really have them, I can only describe them as is like when I was in the full throes of like the restriction cycles and the full on bull e Mia, the Mia, I'll call it, and then the binge eating. Um, it's a weird dynamic because your eating disorder will simultaneously comfort you and make you feel like you have control and be your best friend, while at the same time tearing you down and making you feel awful, and you are actually out of control, and it will make you hate yourself. It really, EDs force you into a very lonely state. You tend to withdraw from people. All you want to do is be by yourself with your disorder, where people can't see you and can't catch on to it and can't tell you not to do that. You find little online groups or something and websites and stuff that of people with the same problems, and you guys all just like live in your little echo chamber and hug box and fantasy land, and it is truly life consuming. It makes you, it mine made me a very like moody, bitter, like frustrated person. And I know when people suspected things were going on, I would like just stop eating in front of them altogether. I would just deny, deny, deny. And I would get sometimes really angry. Like, I know people I worked with at the one ambulance base who were like family. I spent more time with these people than I did my own family. They caught on. They knew anything I was eating was not going to stay down. And they would start, and I've said this before on my channel, they would like make me eat if they hadn't seen me eat, and then I would be like, okay, I'm gonna eat like normal, I'm gonna act like normal person. And then they started catching on to my habits, and they would immediately make me go do something with them, wouldn't let me go into the bathroom for like an hour, and I would literally just get so mad and pissy and snappy and short with them, and I would be really mad, and I knew what they were doing, so then I would just not eat in front of them, or I would compensate that by restricting for long periods and stuff like that. And it's just a vicious cycle, and you really, really have to work to change it. And I just think people like Chantal, Amber, they don't have the work. They don't want to do the work.
My willpower that was wrong. And like, okay, I'll have this for breakfast, then I'll have this for lunch. And it would just all go routine and smooth. And I would have a vlog for you today showing you that I could stick to this 1100 calorie diet.
Chantal, no, see, and that's the other thing. Her and Amber go on these low calorie. I can eat 1,100 calories a day dieting, but I'm a 5'1" woman that's like only 175 pounds, and I say only, and I'm still clinically obese. These women act like they're these dainty queens and that they have to cut this drastically to lose weight. They don't. And Amber saying that she can't lose weight on 2,500 calories, 3,000 calories, that's bull. Chantal doesn't have to cut that much. She could cut down to 2,500, 2,700 calories, eat a lot of whole foods, and still lose weight. This is going to leave her hungry. It's going to leave her crabby. It's going to leave her craving and starving. And she doesn't have the willpower to power through it until her stomach shrinks. She's going to give in, and she's going to cave, and she's going to binge and overeat. She needs to be realistic. She needs to look at herself in the mirror and say, look at the state of me. Look at the size I am. I don't need to cut down to 1100 calories. I'm not a skinny legend trying to lose my last 5 vanity pounds. I am a morbidly obese diabetic who needs to lose weight to save my life and start out at like 25 to 2800 calories. And then every 3 or 4 weeks, work it down another 100 calories or two until you, as you lose weight, work it down. This is crazy. This is stupid.
That we spent probably too much money on, and for not an adequate amount of food for binge eating disorder recovery.
No. But that's the thing, is not an adequate amount of food for binge eating disorder recovery. No, if you have binge eating disorder, that does not require you to eat more food. No, it requires you to eat a little bit less and eat better foods and avoid the foods that trigger you and that you binge on. You know, your favorites. You know what I mean? You don't have to necessarily at first eat that much less, but she eats way too much. So she needs to at least start by eating a little bit less and changing what she's eating. The very, very important thing is the what, you know.
And I realized that also when I was on TikTok watching.
And she's another delusional one. I'm sorry, but Chantal's another one who could not eat anything except water and vitamins and electrolytes for like 4 months, and she would be A-okay, okay? Like, if a famine hits, she's got reserves.
You know, be scrolling, and on my For You page, there was a couple of women, young women, who also have binge eating disorder, and they are going through the recovery phases.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but she just, if you're not looking at the screen, she flashed a picture of this TikTok skinny woman going through the recovery process, showing a big fast food hamburger and a meal. No, eating fast food and eating whatever you want, that's very Hayes type intuitive eating rhetoric. Somebody like Chantal, who is morbidly obese, cannot, repeat that, cannot intuitively eat. Or they will keep intuitively eating for 3 or 4 people, and they will eat themselves into further morbid obesity. I don't care what disorder you have. This is all just excuse to eat whatever you want. Amber did the same thing the whole 4 days she was in outpatient therapy at a Hayes clinic of all things.
And what they are eating, it was surprising me that they say not.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been eating that crap. Whoever tells these people this is ridiculous, because I'm telling you, like I said, I have binge eating issues and diagnosed Mia and crap like that. Just generally EDNOS, like eating disorders not otherwise specified, because I have a very effed up relationship with food, and I have since I was very young. And telling me I could eat whatever I want, that would never do me any good. It never did. It never will. That's not the way to go.
Focusing on weight loss and not.
This woman needs to watch and listen to every word Alan Roberts says, though. Seriously, as far as binge eating, because he has it, and his way is the best.
On dieting, what we're focusing on first is being binge free, and a lot of that has to do.
Yeah, but the amount of food you eat is a binge, Chantal, so you should want to be trying to learn to eat even just a little bit less than you do on a daily frickin' basis, because you eat enough for 3 people.
With
she can't afford to keep eating what she wants and eating as much as she wants. She's a really unhealthy type 2 freaking diabetic with all these problems. What the hell?
You know, the type of diet, for example, I'm on right now with this food service is not enough.
Guys, I have her sped up to 1.5. How do you guys watch her? How do you watch this? I'm going to speed it up to 175. See if we have to do it more.
And it will definitely trigger a binge. I can feel it. And I've already eaten more. So I've pretty much eaten. You know, the day started as a little optimistic. Okay, you know, I wasn't that hungry I had a full meal. I had a full dinner the night before. So, naturally I woke up, I wasn't that hungry. And then, I had the breakfast, and then I was like,
Yeah, but also what she eats is, I'm sorry, it's a lot of carbs, processed carbs. I don't care even if it's whole carbs, fruit, stuff like that. That stuff is just not good for a diabetic. I don't care if it's fruit or whole carbs. It turns to sugar in your body. It's not good for a diabetic, and it's certainly not good for binge eaters. She should be eating at least 2 of her meals a day. Should just be protein, some good fats, and lots of volume foods like vegetables and stuff. Maybe have some berries or a sugar-free yogurt with some stevia and some berries, stuff like that. Maybe some melon for a sweet treat. It would keep her insulin level stable, therefore her blood sugar level stable, and would restrict. It would limit the hunger pangs and the cravings and the ups and downs and
I want that snack. I don't know if I can wait for dessert. I'm gonna have it as a snack. So I had the snack 2 hours later, and then
trust me, Chantal, you can wait. You can afford to wait to eat.
I had lunch.
I'm assuming if Chantal doesn't like this French fry girl I hear about all the time and stuff, she certainly wouldn't like me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
And then with that lunch, I had my supper in the same time. So all of the food from the diet box is gone, except one salad. So
Because that type of stuff, I looked at it. It's probably full of bad oils, like the hydrogenated oils, a lot of carbs, and it's not very filling for somebody like you. Like, you need to bulk it up with more vegetables, more meat, eat all the meat you want, eat some good proteins, and cut out most. She eats so much freaking carbs. These women are carbitarians.
and then I'll show you pretty much some clips from the day after this. I'll show you what I did vlog, and I'll show you some medical records and discuss that with you. So it might be a long video, so you're gonna get to learn a lot more about me.
I am telling you guys, I can't watch 28 minutes of Chantal. No.
And I'm coming to you with full sincerity. I'm opening up, and if I want to do that when I talk
I will see if I can skip through and see some of the food. I will let you guys know. We'll see where it
about
goes.
these things, I feel kind of vulnerable and icky and like
And I want to try to look at these medical records.
weird.
I saw a reaction channel say they were quite doctored.
But just to preface what I'm going to show you in my medical records, about the visits, the notes from visits when I did go to see a binge eating disorder recovery doctor at the psychiatry department when I was living in Ottawa. And I was diagnosed with severe depression and binge eating disorder, which honestly just makes life insurmountable. And I try to live like a normal person without these issues, and I just feel like I'm...
But you can't ignore them. You have to face them and be willing to take care of them in order to become quote unquote normal. I mean, I'm not trying to say she's not normal, but you have these issues, and like pretending they don't exist doesn't help.
just drowning, you know. So I realize I can't do this alone, so I'm going to be looking for resources to help me, even if I have to do it online. And
How much you want to bet she's going to find a Hayes intuitive eating specialist?
maybe some nutritional counseling. There's a lot of podcasts with people, you know, support groups. I might even make a support group. I don't know if any of you specifically have binge eating disorder. I don't mean like, if you don't eat, it's not just people who, there's different categories of people who are obese, and binge eating, not everyone who's obese has binge eating disorder. You know, it's a specific type of disorder that's like, unless you have it, it's very hard to understand. And you see that all the time in comments with people like, why don't you just walk more, why don't you just eat less? And it's, you know, I wish it was that easy. I really do. So I recognize that all of these things are valid, but they're also my...
And I agree with her. It's not that easy to just stop eating as much and walk more. But it is important to get rid of and not give yourself those trigger foods, because eating them will no doubt trigger a binge, and overeating them more so than just avoiding them altogether. If I get certain things, I get that little bit of taste, and it's like just something, I go off the rails, like a switch flips, and I just cannot stop myself. It's like a freaking out of body experience. It really truly is. So I am better. I may be crabby, I may bitch, I may moan, but if I don't eat it, I stay on track, and I'm better off. I try to find substitutes. I try to do something else. Ultimately, staying away from the big triggers that you have is better than giving into them.
my responsibility to try to heal myself. So that's a work in progress. And I realized that I probably won't be healthy enough in a couple months to travel around and go hiking and do all these things.
Chantal, no, you're not going to be able to hike. Not right now. Please just work on eating less and being able to walk a little bit and starting to lose some weight.
In different countries that I want to do, and I can't rush this. You know, I was trying to rush it, and that's just not going to work, and I have to come to that realization. So me wanting to do these diets and these fixes and everything is just what I've always known to do, you know, and I've also always wanted to just basically restrict. After binging, I just want to restrict.
And that's a very normal thing. I used to do it. It isn't good. Like Alan says, you want to actually try to just get back on a normal schedule and eat normally. after a binge, because if you restrict out of guilt and stuff like that, then that massive overly restriction will trigger another binge. So as hard as it is to feel like, you know, like you truly feel like you need to eat less after a binge, but it's honestly more detrimental than helpful. But I know the psyche, I know what she's talking about, because that's exactly how it is.
And just, you know, so yeah, it's just horrible. So what I'm gonna do, I think, with this diet box is just supplement the month, because Salah already paid for like a whole month for me. Another important thing that I have to do is really
This guy must be a dumbass.
down and have a talk with him about my medical conditions, like in full, like read through the.
Wait, you're living in Kuwait with him? You've been together how long, and you haven't sat down and talked with him about your medical conditions in like detail? This is crazy. I think he has a right to know about this stuff, because let's face it, you are quite the package, and he should know fully what he's like getting.
These medical reports with him, because he doesn't understand binge eating disorder, and I didn't really take the time to.
Yeah, and you have to find a way to explain it to him as best as you can to make him understand. And if he doesn't have an ED, he's not going to fully understand, but you can try to, knowing him, you can try to find a way to describe it that will work best for him, you know, to the degree that you can get him to understand it.
Properly explain my condition to him. So I think that that's one of the really big walls I hit with having this issue, is that trying to make people understand, you know, it's hard.
This is at 175. Oh my God. Guys, how do you watch her?
So I'm going to do that because he really needs to know, you know, so he can be supportive.
Let me see these papers.
And he can also be understanding. Just
I gotta skip, guys. I need to, my God. I need to see these papers. Oh my God. Okay. That's a cute little kitchen. It's tiny, but it's cute.
So they come in these containers, and this is the breakfast.
Okay, so look at this.
So I'm going to put it in the air fryer for like.
First problem, it's a processed breakfast sandwich with a bad process, definitely hydrogenated oils, mostly simple carbs in the form of a big giant bun. That's not going to fill her up. It's going to spike her insulin, lower her blood sugar, and then she's going to get a craving. This is awful. Why don't she could eat like 2 or 3 whole eggs, bulk them up with some egg whites, add a little bit of cheese that you like, cook it in a little bit of butter or coconut oil, some type of good non-hydrogenated seed oil. Have a few like some bacon and a couple pieces of sausage maybe on the side, or a little bit of steak or chicken, whatever, maybe a protein, you know, if you want some turkey sausage, if you want to turkey bacon, and bulk it up with some vegetables. Put some like I said, a little bit of cheese, put some spinach, some onions, some peppers into your eggs. That's delicious. I lived on stuff like that when I was pregnant. And it's very filling, and it's highly nutritious, and it will stave off hunger and keep your blood sugar and insulin levels level. This is awful. This is absolute garbage.
A few seconds, well, maybe a minute or so. Some foil.
But wait, it has green on it. It has lettuce, so it's healthy, right?
I actually don't.
I'm being a real shit. I'm sorry.
I don't know what it is. So it's actually on a like potato bun, I think, with cucumber, halloum.
So it's not even just regular bread, it's potato bread.
And za'atar. So it's like a breakfast sandwich.
No, take some of those ingredients and put them on an omelet or in an omelet.
I'm just gonna put that in the air fryer. So yeah, so they make the delivery the day before for today's meal. So yesterday they delivered, and today I eat these meals, and then today they're going to deliver for tomorrow. So yes, I'm going to show you what I'm going to have to drink.
It better be water or unsweetened herbal tea or coffee with stevia, or I might lose it. Or a diet pop even. I'll go for a diet pop. That's one of my big weaknesses. I can give up everything, guys, except diet pop. Like, the thought of giving up diet pop crushes me. I am so addicted to it. But I know I need to cut it down even more, but at this point, we're not looking for perfection with people like Chantal and Amber. We're just looking for progress.
Some cold water.
Oh, I just breathed a great big old sigh of relief.
I've never had hot cucumber.
Yeah, I bet that's delicious.
Okay.
I can't watch her eat, guys. It grosses me out.
It's actually quite nice.
That's not gonna... What? That's not gonna do it for you, Chantal.
These little chocolate nut ball things.
Okay, so that's like good if you have control, but like if you're somebody like me who is a sweet addict, I would eat those and that would trigger my sweet cravings and I would want to eat more sweet. I don't think this is enough for her. I don't think she should eat these. And as a diabetic, she shouldn't be eating these.
I guess this is considered my
Especially because they're little, that's not going to do it for her.
dessert for today. Let's try it.
Well, you should have dessert at dinner. It looks like a chocolate nut date ball with a little bit of coconut. Very good, actually. I love me dates. But again, a lot of sugar, insulin spiking, and it's giving you that sweet flavor in your mouth, and that will trigger cravings if you are a sweets junkie like I am. And you really shouldn't have dessert for breakfast, Chantal, or lunch, just dinner.
Peanuts, chocolate, coconut, dates, I think. Like energy balls.
Yeah, I would like to make some table. Like, now look at this. I'm sorry, but the bigger portion, the bigger side should have the protein. The smaller side should have the carbs. There shouldn't be any carbs on her plate. But if we must, the meat and the carb should be switched. And then more vegetables and the salad. This is awful. Those are just simple refined carbohydrates. That's awful. That's not going to fill this woman up. She's a diabetic, for God's sake.
All right, so here's my lunch. It is like 2:30. I'm so hungry. So here's a salad with some kind of...
And that's a very, very, very small, dinky salad, too. This is not going to feel like salad, whatever the hell your name is. How do you not know this isn't going to fill your woman up? This is like she's going to torture herself. And that's why a lot of diets fail, because people torture themselves by not eating enough. And hunger is one of the most like primal like feelings. It's survival things, and it wins like 9 times out of 10. Hunger will win.
Looks like vinaigrette, maybe. Some chicken and a small portion of rice. So I'm gonna try this out.
That's not a small portion of rice. I don't think that's a small portion of rice. I've measured out rice. That looks like 2 portions of rice. The chicken and the rice portions should be switched, and mixed in with the chicken should be some vegetables.
I'm having a 64 calorie can of ice.
Okay, so you're having a 64 calorie can of iced tea, which means it's got sugar in it. You should not be drinking anything with calories or sugar, Chantal. Nothing.
Iced tea.
Not even this. And just because it has fruit on it doesn't mean it's healthy.
Breaking my rule already.
Oh my God, I'm going to lose it. Don't! She shouldn't be eating stuff like this. Doritos? Something like that. That's a binge food. That's a trigger food. That is I will go and eat the whole freaking bag. And plus like half the pantry type food. This is not good. See, this is her and other people like her wanting to eat what they want just in smaller portions, or they'll go and binge. No, this will make you binge. Eat. You could do better.
So I'm already...
It honestly, yes, it hurts to say no to it and stay away from it, but it will hurt you more to actually eat it.
Pretty like freaking out, reaching into the Doritos. So I at least tried to portion them out. And
no, but see, she even said, I tried to portion them out. Did you actually get a scale out and look at the portion and weigh the portion to the gram? No, she probably eyeballed it. And then she'll say, oh, I didn't have that much. I'll just go and get a little bit more. And they go, oh, I already ate so much anyways. I might as well have the rest. That's how it works.
And
these foods are actually engineered by food scientists and taste testing committees to be craveable.
into these servings. And I'm eating the lunch as well. The dinner that they give you.
Again, just mostly rice with a very, very small portion of protein and almost no vegetables. Same as I said before, the protein and the carb servings, switch the portion sizes around and add some vegetables. God.
Because I just found it like such a
And more protein too.
small portion. And anyway, let's...
That wouldn't fill me up, and I am like way, way smaller than Chantal. So I'm sure, yeah, this is torture for her because she's used to eating. She's a mukbanger. She's used to eating large amounts of food. Yeah, this is probably going to make her crazy. She's going to be thinking about food 24/7, starving.
Stock. I'm also going to have
No, 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 no. I'm going to have this little bitty teensy weensy baby size uh candy bar, and that's gonna quench my urge. That's gonna fulfill the need. No, it's not. You know what it's gonna do? It's gonna go and make me grab the bag that it came in and eat half of them, and then you're gonna find 20 freaking little mini micro baby uh candy wrappers hidden in the garbage.
this mini Mars. Alright, so this is going to be me going over some medical records and discussing that. So if this is boring for you, you could just end the video here. If not, then you can watch on. So this is just a snap screenshot of, I went back and found, I think one of my visits was.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, it's no secret that she has like binge eating issues. So, yeah. Guys, I'm going to end it here. I can only take Chantal in small doses. I'm barely hanging on by a thread with Amber Lynn right now with her, whole weight loss surgery thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like Chantal Reacts? Do you want me to do some more? Please think about my sanity when you give this answer, guys. I'm just teasing. But seriously, let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about her whole stance on not needing a diet to fix binge eating disorder. If any of you have a history of disordered eating, you want to chime in with what might have helped for you in the comment, let me know. I love the discussions we have. And yeah, I decided to throw this one out there for you, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Hope you're having a good weekend, getting ready to have a holiday here in the States pretty soon with the 4th of July coming up. So everybody be safe and have a good time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.